What is up, YouTube? How we doing, baby? No, we are just tapping in. I literally am just getting things going. So, how we doing? We're gonna try up Twitter today as well. But give me a second. What's up, man? Always, bro. Always go Birds. We're going to start with NBA today, and I think we're going to start a little bit earlier in the days for our live streams, but kind of want to start them back up again. So, how we doing, man? If you're on Twitter, I'm not even sure how that works on Twitter, but we'll just leave the spaces up. Early NBA lines, though, today. We have actually kicking off in a half hour. Obviously, the $50 cheap week is up. I appreciate you guys that are already on it. We're going to dive into the early college basketball lines for Thursday as well. And we'll see where the lines take us there as well. I think BYU and Alabama, I want to touch on that a little bit more than normal. But I want to touch on some stuff. And I'm probably going to rapid fire through NBA just because it's a little weird. And some of these lines are dictated by how fucking bad. What's up, Mia? Rodrigo, what's up, baby? Yeah, I mean, it's just some of these lines are obviously dictated by these fucking people sitting out, man. It's really, really weird. Let me see here. But yeah, if you guys are new, make sure you guys subscribe as always, baby. All right, let's get right into it, man. Let's get into it, baby.
It's lit. Just take a look at the drip. You boys don't get fired in this. Roll a dope, yeah, I'm high as a bitch. Wait, it's lit. Get that little bitch.
Believe me, I have no idea what's playing in the background, okay? There's some fucking weird music going. But I do like touching on some of the overs and unders and the best betting trends for NBA. And always remember, when it comes to NBA for betting trends, what's up, man? It's tough. If we ever have those 60 to 65 percent numbers in NBA, we really like to take that. NBA, MLB, a lot of these heavy NHL too. Books are really good throughout the longevity of the season. So I know basketball or college sports are a little bit different, and we can always find angles, right? And but when we're seeing like a 62% on the bottom, let's just use over and unders. 62% is the number one team to the under, which is Charlotte this year, and the over is 63% with Cleveland. Isn't that wild how fucking accurate these books are? Just it could be one. For example, Cleveland, their points differential is only 3.3. So it's not like they're flying over at a rapid rate. Same thing with Charlotte. Their point differential is -3.5. So these numbers are super, super close. You have a team like Denver, their point differential is 5.5, even though they're at 60%. When they're going over, they're flying over. So I kind of want to address those when we talk about these games today. So we have Cleveland, Atlanta, and Philly leading the league to the over here. Denver is right around 60% as well. And then you have teams like Brooklyn, Orlando, and Charlotte leading to the under. And I like to bring that up because I still like the under in the Lakers and Magic game. I love that under as well. We actually got a little bit of points on that game. It opened up at 213, bought up to 215.5. Where's my pen at? Bought up to 215.5. And the first one I want to still talk about, is that Lakers under 215. 215.5. It really doesn't matter. Either one, I still like it. If you guys don't or haven't seen the Magic or the Lakers play in person at all this year, the same concept here. The Magic are a very slow, methodical team. They run the point. They pass the ball into the bigs, and they play fucking defense. So Lakers and Magic, I'm still rocking the under here. Raptors and Wizards is actually our top play of the day. If you guys aren't on board that, definitely get on board. I've seen a comment already about the Timberwolves and the Pacers. Yes, I still like the Pacers in that one. We are seeing a little buyback to the under, which I'm kind of leaning as well. But nothing crazy. Still like the Pacers. And, you know, it goes with what I talked about in the video here. The Pacers are one of the best teams in the league, believe it or not. They're actually one of the, they're still 6 games under 500 ATS. Nothing to get your pennies in a bunch about. But when it comes to kind of pace, you know, obviously the Wolves are a fantastic defensive team, and that's something you probably want to shy away from when you're playing a primarily offensive-focused team like the Pacers. We're getting calls in the middle of this, which is weird. But yeah, I still am wanting to rock on the Pacers. The offense is just too good. Like, what is going on here? Hold on, y'all. Okay, we gotta block this. There we go. All right, I think we're good on Twitter Spaces as well. Hold on. Do not disturb is on, baby. I have this guy that watches my videos on YouTube, and he calls me after if I lose a free play, and he'll blow up my phone, which is bizarre. And if I don't answer, then he calls me from a blocked number, which he's doing right now, probably watching a stream. I really wish, y'all, I could show y'all some of the messages I get here and there. Some older guy. He's incredibly obsessed with me. He's been doing it for years now, which is fucking weird. Anyways, Timberwolves and Pacers, y'all. We touched on that a little bit here, and I still want to rock with the Pacers here. You know what's really crazy? I was looking at some of the standings here over in the West, and Oklahoma City's 18.5 games ahead of Minnesota. That is absolutely wild. But yeah, we're still rocking here. I do like the Pacers here to get the job done. I don't know what else I said about it. I was distracted, but whatever. Mavericks and Nets, I do know that we almost had a play on the under in this one. I didn't really look at the injury report for this one because I just decided not to do anything with it because the Nets have been absolutely covering machines. But now that I am looking at the Mavericks roster here, it's just out. I mean, it's really, really weird and wild the fact that we have to watch some of these teams still play. I mean, it's pretty much a no-show at this point for half the teams. And to be quite honest with you, it's actually embarrassing that some of these guys are getting paid millions of dollars. And if you break it down per game, how many thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars some of these individuals are still getting paid because they're sitting out half the season or more. Take teams like Philadelphia in particular, not only Joel Embiid, but Maxey Oubre at this point. Some of these guys that are getting really big paychecks that, quite frankly, haven't played in the last couple months. It's actually a crime, and they should have to pay their fucking salary back. But we do like the Mavericks in the Nets game under 218.5. Don't want anything to do with it because there's so many people out. That's why I pulled the trigger on a lot of these no-goes. Same with the Bulls and the Nuggets. We still like the total over 238.5. If you guys are on the YouTube Premium, you guys heard me talk about that a little bit. But what do we know about the Bulls is they've been putting up a ton of points, 146, 128. It's been fun to watch. And I think that we actually get a better chance for the Bulls to continue that crazy saga because there's no Jokic. Jokic is out. I'm not sure why he's out. Probably because his thumb's sore. I don't know. But I do know last time they played, there was like 150 points, 250 points scored. And I think it actually benefits us with no Jokic. The Bulls will be able to score a little bit more. We're leaning more towards the Bulls plus the 2.5. But even without Jokic, the Nuggets are still fantastic. The Bucks and the Suns, I did a free play on this one. Short and sweet here. The Bucks look like they're limiting minutes in this one. Again, don't want anything to do with it. We still have Giannis listed as a game time decision. They already ruled out Dame. We do like the Suns. If the Suns can't win this game with a completely depleted Bucks lineup, there's got to be a coaching change. There's got to be a lot of revamp. Remember, the Suns just come off 3 straight wins. They did beat Cleveland as well. They had a high-scoring game against the Bulls, I believe, before that. But we like the Suns in this one. If they can't beat the Bucks, I think overall they're the worst team. Hold on, let's take a look at ATS trends here. Phoenix is bottom 3, covering at only 41%. Philadelphia is down at the bottom, our team, covering at 36%. So fading Philadelphia by any means is probably a good deed for you guys. Not only that, but they're one of the worst as far as percentage as well, not covering the number. Where was I here? Yeah, so fading Phoenix. You've been very profitable, but I do want to take them today. I might get down on this one. I'm not sure, but the numbers definitely favor them. Another thing is they're 22-13 at home. So if there's any upside to the Bucks and the Suns, it is that the Suns are hell of a lot better team at home. Celtics and the Kings here for the final game. What's up, baby? The Celtics and the Kings. Gerardo, Devin, what's up, y'all? There's nothing really crazy here. Again, we're dealing with these injuries, and I hate to kind of be a repeater talking about these games, but the games that we're on, we like them. We're not dealing with all these injuries. How many games so far have we seen this year where it says GTD, and we get to game time, and the mother suckers are ruled out an hour before the game? They still might be able to rule people out right now, and it's 6:30 Eastern time. But with all that being said, I almost pulled the trigger on a premium play on the Kings here. We did give it out as a free play. Get them at plus 3.5. Now, I still think that without Jaylen Brown, which it looks like he might not play, I still think the Kings are very capable of winning this game. Remember, this King team just recently beat Memphis. They recently beat the Cavaliers as well, and they had a tough game against Milwaukee. So I know that they're 500 right now, but their lineup is definitely getting better. I like the trades that they recently made as well, in particular. The Celtics have been kind of on a tear, right? So I do like the Kings here, plus 3.5 against Boston. Let's switch over to a little NHL. Now, any of you YouTubers, Twitter, I'm not even sure if Twitter is working, but we're just going to leave it up. So if you guys don't know, on YouTube, the streams will stay up. On Twitter, it will be a Twitter space, and I will keep that up as well. So either one you could watch, and I appreciate you guys anyways. But we are going to touch a little bit on NHL before we dive into the March Madness saga for Thursday. Gerardo, how we doing? How's everybody doing today? I did a free write-up for you guys on the Nucks and the Devils over on the website. So if you guys have not visited the website today, ghostpicksats.com. As always, click on the free picks section. Our website, compared to a lot of competitors, is very cut and dry. We have it very limited as far as like space and stuff like that. So check out the free pick side for the Canucks and Devil side. As far as the total on there, I still like the under 5.5 goals. The Nucks, believe it or not, with how good they have been, they're one of the worst teams as far as putting pucks on net. So I feel like puck luck has to stop for them eventually. And they're, whether or not they're a playoff team, they're not going to. They don't have the offensive firepower to get it done. Gloria, what up? Blue Jackets and Islanders. We did a YouTube Premium play on that. If you guys aren't YouTube Premium members, that would be great. Go watch that YouTube Premium video for the Blue Jackets and Islanders. And you know what? That should have been a premium play, by the way. But we already had 2 picks out for you guys. I believe 2 plays in the NHL games as well. Wild and Stars, that's one of our top plays of the day. And then Utah and Detroit. I wanted to lean on the over in this game, which I'm still thinking. I still think it's down. Is that at 6.5 or 5.5? I know a lot of the bets were on it, and it went from 5.5 up a little bit, I think. Yeah, we're at 6.5 at plus 110. I still like it. I know the last time they played it was 4-2, but Detroit has just been up giving a ton of goals. Their last 2 games, they've given up 10 total goals, and Utah has put in 11 of their own in their last little bit. Yeah, if you guys don't have the app, pick it. Absolutely. You know, you don't have to buy anything from them or purchase their. I have their free premium membership, but it's fantastic, man. If you guys don't have the app, pick it. Absolutely, absolutely. Check out the public betting data. Just don't check it during March Madness, because if you fade that, you're gonna lose. No, but the premium features, they also help you with cash out. They also help you with hedging. Yeah, there's a ton of analysis for the Pick'It Pro feature, especially if you buy the Pick'It Pro. It's probably the best overall sports betting app for people that are on edge or decently sized bettors as well. Helps you track your bets as well too. So Pick'It Pro is amazing. If you guys aren't on the app, pick it. Yeah, I push it in all my TikTok videos every day. So download the app, pick it, use the promo code GHOST. I love you guys. It's free to download, free to sign up, baby. All right, yeah, so that's pretty much the slate for today. There's not a lot of action. There was some women's stuff going off today while I was at the gym. I seen that. You know, if you guys were dabbling in that, being fucking degens, cool for y'all. Now we're going to touch on the Thursday games only. Tomorrow we'll touch on Friday games here. Early action, my thoughts as far as college basketball goes for the March favoriteness. There's been no March Madness. Let's be honest. Nothing's up there yet as well. All right, Arizona and Duke. I'm going to tell y'all to tread lightly in this one. But I think Duke money line should be an overall consensus for a lot of parlays that day. I don't see Duke losing. They're minus 450. You could find something that you like, whether that's a total like the BYU and Bama game or Bama in general. I think that there's grounds to add Duke for a parlay in that one. That's one of the later games. My thoughts on this game is simple, man. Arizona's a big team, right? And I do think that they will cause problems for Duke. Where is Duke really have been battle tested? They just haven't. They had that tough game against Louisville. They had the tough game against Georgia Tech. And I think this one should be tough for them. Obviously, Love and some of these bigger guys for Arizona. I just think 8.5 is going to be too much. This is opening line consensus. You know, one thing that scares me is that Houston game where Arizona lost by 8 to Houston. Why do we take away from Houston to that? Well, Houston's a very good defensive team, and I think by now we could say that Duke is the best defensive team in the league. I mean, you know, I had talks about Duke with somebody the other day, and the best part about Duke isn't their starting 5, it's their bottom 4, the guys that come off the bench, because there's just no breaks for them, man. If Cooper Flagg's not getting you, Proctor might be a little fresh, hitting those threes. You know, even those deep bigs that come in for Duke. These guys are all starters across the board. So I think the overall consensus is I do like Arizona plus the 8.5, but there's no fucking way I'm losing another $1 against Duke. So I think if you guys are betting on Arizona, Godspeed. But I cannot place my money against Duke right now, but we do. And I think that the numbers are going to favor, as far as a predictor standpoint, I think they're going to favor Arizona in this game. But yeah, so again, I would lean on the under as well. Duke is probably is the best defensive team in college basketball. BYU and Alabama here, a little early look ahead. You know, and this was my fault for St. Mary's, you know, and I thought about this. I talked about this today. When you're doing matchup analysis just for these games in particular, one thing I like to look at is the heavy strengths, you know, off numbers, right? Not looking at offensive rating, especially when we're talking SEC, dealing with like Horizon League teams and all these other Mo Valley, just all these other weird teams, right? One thing you have to take into consideration is the two strengths and how much they outweigh in particular. In the St. Mary's game, we were just kind of off. And I don't think we were too far off with that Alabama St. Mary's game. St. Mary's shot fucking terrible. So when you're really carrying over your handicap for Alabama into game, or what are we at, game 3 for the Sweet 16 for this game, I think one thing you really have to take into consideration here is the strengths of offense for BYU and Alabama with no defense. So throughout this handicap for this game, I'm really just going to focus on offense to offense. We've seen games like Alabama and Florida, Alabama and Auburn, and I think I'm going to really take a look and dive into the numbers as far as possible or high expected points, easy shots that were missed to sum that up. How many points Auburn really could have had against Alabama, even though they put up 95? How many points Florida really should have or could have had even more on Alabama? And I want to kind of put that into the handicap because I'll tell you guys right now, BYU is fucking good, and they're good on offense. So when it comes to the handicap for Bama and BYU that I do over the next couple days, I really want to dive into that. And, same for BYU. I'm just not sure if they played a really high explosive team throughout the year like Alabama. Just taking a look through their last 5, they let VCU come back and score damn near 45 or 50 in the second half. They gave up 74 to Houston, which is super alarming. But on the backside of that, Houston gets a lot of their points off turnovers, steals, one and done, box out, getting the job done. So that's a little different. But Iowa State, gave up 92 to Iowa State. 74 to Utah. Those are kind of alarming to me when you really look at an Alabama team that, put up 90, 82 on Florida, 99 on a really good Kentucky team. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea where my handicap will be for that game. Early analysis, I love Alabama here, minus the 4.5. But I definitely might lean more towards the Alabama team total, which I don't fucking know what it's going to be. Maybe 80, 86, or 90, 90 and a half. I'm not sure. It's probably going to be around that 90 range. But and if you guys, what's up, David Tukorski? And if you guys don't mind, go ahead and take a look at that. If you guys find what the Alabama team total may be, that probably where I'll be leaning, because this BYU team is not looking to slow the game down by any means. And St. Mary's, they turned the ball over 6 times only. They shot 34% from the floor, and they shot 21% from 3. That was a tight game. Just came down to Alabama, shot 51% from the floor and 40% from 3, which nobody's really going to win in those kind of numbers. All right, Maryland and Florida. I am just not a Maryland backer. I gave you guys CSU yesterday. And this is another one I'll be looking just more towards the over in general. There's not much more to say. Florida looked awkwardly bad. They just looked flat. They didn't look bad, by the way. I'm not sure what Florida team we're going to get. Are we going to get the Florida team that could score on a bad defense? Does Florida have a bad defense? I think so. I think Clayton Jr. is one of the best scorers in the league, but I think he's probably the worst defender in the league. I seen him foul a dude on a three-pointer yesterday. Just lazy around the screen. Will Clayton, for how great his offense is, his defense is 20 times even worse. So, wild. But yeah, when we're breaking down this Florida and Maryland game, I do want to see how well they are scoring against bad teams. Put up 80 against Michigan, 88 against Illinois. It might be too much again for Florida to lay this. It might be coming down to another end game. CSU is more of a slow style, physical team that's going to get in your face. Florida's not that at all. They're very standoffish. They're not aggressive. They're just trying to outscore you. So my early lean, Florida's going to get the win at the end of the game, but I think Maryland could be able to hold strong here. I just don't think Florida Gators are battle tested on the defensive side. They're actually definitely not. So if Maryland comes in playing physical, I think the 6.5 might be too much. Arkansas and Texas Tech, plain and simple here. Texas Tech plays a lot of defense. 147.5, I feel like, is entirely too high. But the last 2 times I thought games were entirely too high, like the Drake game, St. John's game when they played Arkansas, they flew over. As far as expected points per individual team as well. I still like the under, though. Arkansas and Texas Tech, I like the under. I think Arkansas, the way that they have been being coached, I think that plus 5.5 is an absolute steal. I love the Hogs here. Way early action. I love the Hogs. Will probably be a premium play. And it's pretty crazy because I don't know if you guys remember that Ole Miss game. That was a close one. Hogs ended up covering that spread. It was on the road. They were down bad. They came back. Adversity. So they've been really battle tested the last couple days. Are we going to see a down game after beating Rick Pitino? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think the Hogs are here to win it. One of the best coaches as well, obviously. So those are the first 4 games. To kind of sum it up, I do like Arizona plus 8.5, but again, betting against Duke is absolute insanity. BYU and Alabama will be leaning more towards Alabama team total over. I'm not sure what that is going to be, and I'll be able to have a better number once I do a little bit more comparison here, especially looking at the BYU games versus fast offenses. And in Florida and Maryland, I'm going to probably lean on Maryland plus the 6.5. Maryland is capable of scoring against bad defenses, and I've said it from time and time again, Florida has one of the worst defenses in college basketball. They literally are just trying to outscore you. And in Arkansas and Texas Tech, I'm definitely leaning on Arkansas on the money line for that one. And this is all just early. Things could change as we do the handicapping throughout the week. But that's it for Monday, y'all. We've been on here for about 30 minutes. Anybody have any questions? Twitter, if you do, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if my mic is on Twitter. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comment section. I will be doing these live streams early, especially if we could bang out 25, 30 minutes a day. I'll do look-aheads for weekends, baseball coming up here in a couple days as well. If you guys have anything for me in the comment section, if you're on Twitter, I don't even know if I could even see the comments, but it is what it is. We will leave the Twitter space up. And YouTube, I appreciate you guys as well every day. Yeah, David Tukorski. Unfortunately, I bet that at minus 164 earlier today. So I do see that both lines are going down. I don't think that I don't think that they lose, right? It's just tough. But it has dropped down from 164 down to right around minus 150. And I think depending on what book you're seeing, probably get better numbers. He's talking about Duke money line and Florida money line parlay. And I don't know what to think about this BYU team if they could really beat Alabama. That game's going to have a lot more thought into that one and consideration. So, but yeah, as far as Florida and Duke, I just don't think that there is a team out there really that could beat them. So, I don't mind that parlay. And then we're going to touch on Friday's games tomorrow. I'm going to do a little bit more insight to those games. So when we go live, I'll be able to have some more points to talk to you guys about. But Houston has just been playing so tough right now. They might actually be the best team as far as statistically just locked in, and what wins games is defense. Houston might be the scariest team right now. Don't like Tennessee. Kentucky's finally healthy. And again, we'll touch on this tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we're going to be taking Kentucky money line against Tennessee, but that's going to be a fantastic game to watch. I'm not sure where that game's being played at either. So, hey, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you guys don't know, we have 3 plays today in NBA alone and 2 NHL games. Cheap week is up. It's only $49.99. If you're on Twitter, I love y'all. If you're on YouTube, you guys are the goats. The true goats of all this is the YouTube community. So I am ending Twitter space. Not sure how that even works. X. Yeah, I'm going to be pushing Twitter more, y'all. One reason why is because it's very easy for me I could keep it up. And it's not like TikTok where you do a fucking video and it goes away. So, yeah. But Purdue's offense has been insane. Purdue's offense has been insane. Their 3-point shooting. But I like the faded team that comes off a big win like we've seen against McNeese. Purdue they were not battle tested at all, right? It was a fucking joke. So we're just spitballing ideas here, but Houston has been so locked in defensively. I think Houston first half should be the play. I already brought this up as well. Unless Purdue's making deep threes, Houston should absolutely dominate this first half. Purdue's first couple games here, it's been kind of a cake for them, getting off shots at will. You know, now we're talking in your face, let's play defense, which is the defense that I love and would teach. So anyways, yeah, I think Houston first half should be a play, but we'll touch on that tomorrow. I love you guys. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the page if you're not already, and I will see you guys tomorrow live and for a free